Hey guys, come on back in. Have a seat. We've had a glitch at the Crafty Bunch, so you get me again. Hang on just a minute and let me get to myself, which, you know, is always the hardest place to get to, is to get to yourself. I'm going to come spend a little extra time with you this afternoon, and then Dottie with Dottie's Designs and More will be up right after me here in just a minute. So hang on and let's talk a little bit about this crop I was at this weekend. Oh, that's me talking to myself. There we go. So let's hop back in and let me show you all the stuff that I made while I was at the crop this weekend. Would you like to see that? We can talk about some of the things that I saw and learned. Hey, Kathy, how are you? And then when we're finished up here right at 3:30 my time, 4:30 Eastern time thereabouts, then Miss Dottie Jameson at Dottie's Designs and More will hop into the group. Hey, welcome back, welcome back. I just got my bread out of the oven. It looks beautiful. I wish I had remembered to bring one over here and show you, but it turned out nice, tall, beautiful loaves today. The soup is done, sitting on the stove, waiting for everybody to get home and eat it. Hey, Miss Cheryl. Hey, Diane. Good to see you guys. Hey, come on in. I'm going to start pulling out some of this stuff because when you're just sitting and crafting, you can get a lot done. And I gave away several items this weekend that I created. So these are just the things that made it home. Hey, Christina. And it's not everything. It certainly isn't everything. Look at these fun things. There was a vendor at the event. They're called Clear Scrap. Clear Scrap. And they use a combination of acrylic and chipboard to make all kinds of wonderful things. I made a couple of their projects and they're in here. Hey, Patty. But one of the things that I just loved are these shakers. And so in your kit, I don't know if you can see on the side there, you got the base, the solid piece for the back, and then you got 3 chipboard frames and a clear acrylic topper. And then you would, I have some that I didn't finish, but they're not in arm's reach. So you just decorate the solid piece. So I did my, my artsy stuff here in the back piece, and then layered up 2 layers of the chipboard to make a bowl. Hey, Kathy. And then I filled it with the sprinkles. They had all kinds of sequin sets and stuff. You could put anything in there you wanted. And then you glue down the clear acrylic sheet and then put your last piece of frame up and give that a paint. But they had them in all different shapes, and they're fun. They're fun. They're really quick and easy to put together, but you can decorate them any way you want to. Hey, Terry. I bought one in the shape of a baby rattle for the baby's first Christmas. Hey, Maria. And I got some of the background done, and I didn't have everything I was hoping for with me to put that down. So I didn't get that one finished, but I just thought they were a really cool thing so that I could make those. Aren't they fun? I just loved them. So these are little, and then they're just little shaker goodies. I may shake the whole table. So that was super fun. My friend Kim, the one, hey Janet, that did the cutout with the little pumpkin that we painted together. She was my across the table neighbor. And so she brought me in these sweet little snowmen to paint. Now there was a 4th one that went with this, and he said Frosty. And a lady sitting behind me came over, and she just loved the little snowmen so much that I gave her the Frosty one. But here was our Cocoa one, and Kim is so sweet and kind. She gave me so many. She's such a good painter of these kind of things, and she gave me some tips, and that makes me feel a little more confident that I could do them better. And they're so fun. Cute little ornaments. They'd make great little tags, you know, with your family's names on them and stuff. I just thought they were so much fun. Tiandra, aren't they cute? Now she has her own Facebook page. It's called Katie Bug, with K-A-D-Y Bug Designs. And you can order her kits from her all the time. But these are her snowmen. And then back when we first started talking about working together, hey Sherry, welcome back. You know, a few months ago about working together, I told her that I would really love some things that I could use as like book charms. And so I told her I would love to have some butterflies. And so she cut me a series of 3 butterflies. And I fiddled and played with ways. Thank you, Tiandra. She is wonderful. I played with some fun ways in the background. I'd like to have some sparkle in them, but I didn't have any sparkle with me. But I have sparkle here at home. So I made the set of 3 butterflies. Now these are pretty thin enough that I think they would be a beautiful addition to a book cover. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Or even you could hang one there. Oh, did you enjoy those lives? I wanted to go live with you guys so much. And I could not get enough signal to stay on there, and I could not get back there. Excuse me. All right. And so I was sad about that because I wanted you guys to get to craft with me. And then she made me a cute little set of 3 ladybugs that we could do, and I thought they were adorable. They would make a cute little family thing. And so we had some, hey, Laura, how are you doing, hon? So we had ladybugs, and then she made me a set of 3 flowers, and I lost the little background of one. But I was just playing with some painting techniques to do these. Anyway, these were super fun. Now, these were a custom thing she did for me. You wouldn't find them on a website, but if you like these, I get a hold of her through her page, and she has an Etsy shop. And if you tell her that you're interested in the charms that I did, she'll know what you're talking about. So all of that was painting. Plus, she had a couple of great big projects going, and I was able to help her with some of those. And so that was fun. Give me one more second. Anyway, so I helped her paint some things. She was doing some little magnets that were little ghosts for a sheltered workshop, 70 of them. And so we painted on those. Hey, Debbie. So I enjoyed the painting. That's not something I leave out here at the house very much to do. And so that was really a little extra. Now, I did learn several things at this crop. And one of the really cool things is, you just joined, oh, that is so awesome, is that they put out tables. Oh my gosh, really? Oh, I did see that, Laura, I did. They put out tables at the end of the room, and they would you would put stuff out there that you didn't want, and you could take anything that you did want. And so the whole weekend, that table was just stacked up with things, and you could go back there and just pick up whatever you wanted. So I decided that if I ever get to go back, I'm not taking any projects with me, and I'm going to craft the free table. Sorry. So I'm just going to craft that free table and not try to plan out my time at all, because I want to show you some things that I crafted from the free table completely. So I went back, and there was this super cute chipboard layered card. Are you guys familiar with these? I have seen them, but I've not seen them very often. So it came, I know, it came with the 3 rings and the 4 panels. And then it was just chipboard, but then you just decorate it forward and backward. Sorry, I can't do it backwards. And then you create this really cool graduated card. And so all of this was on the free table. The plain chipboard kit was there on the table. I found the rolls of ribbon on the free table, and all of the gender neutral, I wanted, colors of baby papers were all scattered through there. And you know, that was the funnest challenge of all, was saying, what can I go back there and find to create that is completely available to me? So this was one project completely off the free table. I didn't take one part of it or buy one part of it. So, and then I walked back, and there were these, and I didn't know what they were. And what they were is coaster cards. And so there were these 4 little vellum envelopes, and the glue has kind of given up on the envelopes. But inside were these coasters, and they were plain white paper on the back, and they were colored on the front. Okay, what can we do with those, right? They're in the free bin. So I started fiddling with pieces that I had in my stash and a few, sorry, I bet that's terrible loud, a few other pieces from the free table. And I created these fun little coaster cards. And you could so use them as tags, or you could mail these as cards. They're not waterproof. I just had never seen them, but they were in the package on the free table. So again, I found coordinating things and created those. I think that may be one of the funnest things that we could do together. And we should do that maybe as a swap one time, is do a swap and create, where you have to send things and then the person creates with them, because those were so much fun. And then they each had their own little vellum sleeve envelope. So those were fun, totally out of the free table. What else is in here? I'm still digging. I showed you one day on video that this was something that I worked on as well, and this was on the free table. It was just corrugated paper, and it was tied with a Halloween ribbon. Wouldn't that be so much fun, Anne-Marie? And so I took it back to my table, and I changed out the ribbon. Yes, you could. Man, that would be a serious punch through. You may have to use a heavy-duty punch and then trim it. I'm not sure. I don't know, I may try it and tell you, but they would fit in a memory dex. And so then I just took it and decorated the cover, and I thought I'll put a little pocket sleeve here on the inside of the cover, and I added 3 tabs on the side, and then I just decorated those tab pages. But this little plain scrapbook paper book was just back there on the free table. Hey, Jacqueline. And so I did that. And I wanted to do some beading. I think I've shared with you guys that I want to bead. I want to be a decent beader. And so I had these little bookmarks. See these little shepherd's hook bookmarks in my collection. And I think they're really cute and super cool to decorate our books, because you can just slide it in to the spine, if I can get it in the right spot. And then the little hook hangs over, and whatever you've put on there for your dangles becomes a dangle off the side of your book. So I beaded several of these. The other ones are not here in this bag, but I beaded several of these, and it was super fun. I liked that too. And that's something I just didn't take time for. We did that. Oh, here's the other one. It is floating down in here. Surprise. There's something in there. And so this one, I had these little like sun charms, and then I had the yellow crackled bead. And so I made that. So if you're a reader, this is just kind of a cool bookmark idea, I think. And I think they're really pretty. They're engraved. Sorry, there we go. You can kind of see the pattern. Where did I get the paper, Laura? All this paper was at the giant scrapbook event I went to. And then I just picked it off their free tray table. Hey, Paula, how are you? Good to see you guys. Thank you for coming and hanging out for a second time today. Okay, we'll finish up with the 2 bigger projects that I did more there, but this was the other acrylic kit. The corrugated paper, you can buy corrugated paper, and that's really all this is just a corrugated, see how soft it is? Corrugated paper, and then it's just filled with plain brown paper. It was just a little notepad. Hi, Janine, how are you? So this was the other acrylic kit that I bought. Now, this was a class that the Clear Scrap Company taught, but I didn't take the class. But they had some leftover kits, and I just loved the style. And this is what they do is, like I said, they combine the use of clear acrylic and chipboard. And then with that, they do all of this planning, because you can see through it, right? So this is acrylic. And so how you learn to place things, which I didn't pay close enough attention to some parts, you see through the layers. And so you get this really cool effect. And so this is just a little single flip book, and you have a clear, and then you have a chipboard, a solid, right? And you decorate it on both sides. And then the next one is clear. So see this one, you can see my finger through there. This one is a sheet of acrylic that you decorate. And then that's the back of that. And then you have a chipboard, and you do the front and back of that. And then the back one is acrylic again, so you can see through it, and you edge it with acrylic paint instead of, you know, how we ink everything to get the edges. This is acrylic paint, so you can make them any color you want to. And then you have this really sweet layered again page album, and then this is from the back, so it's decorated on both sides. And I paid for this kit and made it because I just thought it looked like a lot of fun, and I've never done acrylic, so that was kind of a fun thing to try out. But I love these layered card ideas, so I think that's something that is working in my brain. And I think we'll probably explore some of these layered kit ideas, because how fun is that? And yeah, I thought that was super fun, so I enjoyed that. And then the classes, I did take one class that I paid for, and it was way fast. So I can show you what I made, and I think if I studied real hard, I could teach you to make one, but not easy, because the class just went by so fast. But this is a card, believe it or not, and it's called a never ending card. So it's like a mini album. And this is just a little lid that holds everything together. So it just slides over to hold this together. Hey, Miss Rita, how are you? And then this card opens up into 8 panels. So this is a little belly band I put on there because, you know, I'm not really a scrapbooker, and these people really were. So I'm thinking belly bands and pockets and flip-flops and tags, and they were doing that. Well, Brenda, there shouldn't be 2 people live in the Crafty Bunch. We were having a technical difficulty when I hopped on. Give me just a second and let me see what I can find. Okay. Sorry. Give me 1 minute. This is our very last Monday Crafter's Choice event. So it's super fun. Okay, there has been some major confusion. So I'm going to show you this and hop off, and we'll get back on track. And you guys will see me every day like you always do. Okay, so this is our never-ending card, and it just unfolds and unfolds and unfolds and unfolds. Yeah, it was a little tag. I saw it go, and then it does this. So it's a bunch of cutting and a bunch of scoring and a bunch of gluing. But isn't that fun? And my friends were talking that are really scrapbookers that they thought it would be a fun addition to a scrapbook, but I think it would be a super fun addition to the journal, don't you? I think it would be great fun. I think it would be great fun. The playing card. Yes, it is very reminiscent of that. This was a series of rectangles, and you scored them differently and folded them in different sizes. But that was super. That was fun. And I think I have my hands on the directions that came with it, but it was complicated. And then we had enough supplies left over after that class that I was able to make a set of 4 little note cards. And I've never been much of a note card maker, but I love note cards. So that was just an added bonus. So cards. And then I was given a little planner. Remember, I told you I had been selected randomly to be a VIP at the event. Yes, it takes some time and patience, Susan. And one mistake, and it's all downhill from there. So they gave us a little planner for the upcoming year. One of the vendors there makes these acrylic blanks, and they're engraved in. And so you paint to fill in the recessed area. And then when you peel off the cover, you have what looks like a painted acrylic block. And so that was a really cool thing. So then I had a little composition book, and I played with that on the cover, another freebie off the table. And, oh, there's the thing that fell out of my card. And then I made 2 Christmas paper bag books, because I did take some bags with me. And so I was able to just sit and play and tuck them full of things and decorate. We had access to the most beautiful paper kits you've just ever seen. And so they were super, super, super fun. So that was great. And so I made 2 of those while I was sitting. If you're going to do 1 of these, you might as well do 10. Just line them up and get going on them. And this was out of 1 kit of paper, and it was all decorated and all filled in there. So that was, I can't get enough of these paper bag books. They're going to be my favorite project for a long, long time, I think. Okay. Then I wanted to show you, remember last week before I went, I had showed you my ephemera holder here that I bought. Do you, Susan? I do too. I really do. I filled it up and used it this weekend, and guys, it worked. It worked. I was so proud and excited that it worked. So in this pocket, I was able to put some bigger items, some dictionary page, old photographs that wouldn't fit in my envelopes. One sweet lady was giving away old dictionary pages the first day, and that inspired me, and I just sat and made a junk journal out of a little box in my bag. But that was something I gave away. But before I left to go to this retreat, I opened up my little kit that I had made, and I had my 5 zipper bags sewn in here, and I was able to fill each one with a different kind of my vintage ephemera. And man, that was awesome. It was so handy to be able to open up and grab a letter or a note out of here. And then I had photos, not quite so old photos in this one. This was documents. And then this one was the older pictures. You can see by the black in there. And then this one, oh, this was sweet little greeting cards. They were so much fun. And my Victorian calling cards. But look at this sweet little baby to be card. Isn't that something? I did not make this on live. I showed it on live, but I didn't want to do an instructional. Look, they didn't sign the card until I knew it was going to work. And now that I know it's going to work, I'll show you how I did it probably later this week. Okay. And so then the 5 bags sit in there. This side comes up, and you can make it like a triangle teepee, like standing up like this, or you can pull it over and have it lay on its side, and then you knot it up, and everything stayed in there. Everything stayed in. As much as it was in and out for all the doings, it was, it worked. I had no idea if it would work. You know, you get a crazy idea sometimes, and you go to make it, and you're like, I don't know if that's going to work, but it did. Okay, let me show you the biggie. I know you guys saw me show this on video, and you were really interested in this. This is not a from scratch creation of mine. I was at my local scrapbook store, and I saw these bases. You have an old table, perfect. You need a sturdy piece of fabric. This is a solid piece of quilt that's a single piece, and I have a lot of that in blue and yellow, I think. But you need something sturdy, but beyond that, anything will work. So this is a Studio 45 folio kit. And that is where this book base came from. Okay. And it came all apart. So I had this back piece solid. Then I had 2 of these, 2 of these, 2 waterfalls, and this piece here, this 4-way opening piece. And I got to pick where they go in here and glued them in. Okay. So if you are interested in making something similar, the company is Studio 45, and they make a lot of these in different configurations and in different sizes. Some of them are even smaller than this. And then you choose where it all fits, so that helps. And then you pick how you want to design your book out. So I knew I wanted one of my waterfall elements in the back here. So I have just covered these with paper because I did add a few little stickers. What do I do with all the books that I make? That's a good question, Dory. I sell most of them. I keep a few. Most of them I either I sell or I repurpose them. And then this, I added the belly bands on the inside because like these were just plain, and you know us, we don't do just plain. And then those close in, and then these close in, and then I decided on the button little closure. So all of this paper that's in here came from the same paper kit. You know how you can buy them at Hobby Lobby. This wasn't Hobby Lobby, but they're a themed kit. And so the stickers and the papers and everything coordinates a little bit easier. So then from the inside, when you open my book, you have the 2 half pockets, because I cannot do anything off match, right? So we have the 2 half pockets, and then we have the 2 full pockets. So these open, they all open from the top. I do too, Dory. I love buttons. And then when you fold these over, these on the inside, I added pockets to them. And then this just leaves us an open panel on this side. And then I put my other waterfall feature on this wall. This was where I thought it had the most room if somebody mounted photos in there, and then I decorate it. So that's what this is. It's called Studio 45, and they sell they sell everything, but they sold me this form. And if you look, this was called a folio, but they have several different kinds, and they come in different colors. You can get the black one, you can get a white one, and you can get a natural colored one. And they sell, like I said, smaller ones, larger ones, and then you just take it wherever you want to go. You could do this all in our vintage junky stuff, because you have quite a bit of space in there, you know, so we've got some room to junk journalify it a little bit more. Studio 24, Studio 54, I don't know, I'll look and try to post it. If I can find it, I'll post you guys a link. But that's where it was, and I just had so much fun measuring and planning and figuring out where I was going to put all the paper. And now I have all this beautiful Christmas scrap paper ready to go for other smaller projects. So those were my projects of the week, besides the little junk journal that I gave away. I met so many nice people. Most of them had no idea what I was doing. Graphic 45. Thank you, Janet. You win. Yes. Very good. Thank you so much. And I met a few ladies who were very interested in learning about junk journaling and were either just starting or never made one. So I got to chat with them. And, you know, people were just friendly. They just come by and chat with you a little bit. Like I said, I had hoped that I would get to go live and craft with you guys a couple of times. And the internet in the middle of that massive building just would not hold us together. But look at all these. My goodness, look at this big old stack. It was a great time. Got the books here. We still got the acrylic thing here. Here's the coaster cards. I beaded, I don't know how many glue pen, you know, the things you put down in your glue bottle, several of those, and several pokey tools. And I just had time to play and experiment. And that is pretty cool to get to do that. Oh, somebody asked about Secret Sister. That was super fun. That was really fun. It was as much or more fun to give to a Secret Sister. Now, Paul, I didn't sell a thing there. You don't sell there unless you're a registered vendor. It's against the rules. So I gifted a few things and met people and brought the rest of it home with me. I did. So the Secret Sister was so much fun to do. And I knew who I was gifting, of course, I knew her name, and they sent out a table chart the morning before the event, so you knew where you were seated in the room. So of course, I immediately hunted up my seat and then her seat, of course, and I knew kind of where she was sitting. So I could kind of peek in on her and see how she was doing. And it was so much fun to kind of watch and see that happen. And my Secret Sister was so sweet. She knew that I loved containers. So my gifts came in baskets. There's a third one that's not in this stack. Another friend brought me a whole jar of little decorative stuff. This is the other acrylic kit I want to make. So you put holes up here and it can be like a recipe or a picture flippy. So my Secret Sister gifted me in baskets. That's pretty smart. And then she knew I liked to cook. And so I had 3 Smart Aleck pot holders. I like big bunts is on this one. Isn't that funny? And the kitchen was clean yesterday. Sorry you missed it. That could be so true for my house. And bless this dirty kitchen. Along with Diet Coke and snacks to keep me going all weekend long. It was so much fun. It was just so much fun, you guys. If you ever get to go, you should go. I was so afraid that I would be the odd man out that it was hard to go, but it wasn't. Once I got there, it was so much fun. It was so much fun. And they just made us all kinds of stuff. Somebody went to the trouble to cut these sweet, I started to say little, but it's not little, paper clips. And it was Let's Go Ghouls because it was Halloween weekend. And so it was cute little ghosty themed. They had table decorating contests for Halloween. And these things were, whoa. They had costume contests. These people were out of this world in their costumes. They had so much fun. We got to trick or treat the tables, which was super fun. It was like we were a bunch of kids running around in there. And you just got all kinds of little sweet touches being all there together. My secret sister also gave me 2 beautiful books. The coasters are just made from a real hard cardstock, Laura. I didn't make them. They were sitting there free. They were a base element that were available. So I don't really have any idea. I'm guessing it was 2 layers of chipboard sewn together, which my sewing machine, I don't think would even do that. So this was one of the books. It's a beautiful, and it has some like prompts on the pages. And it's just really sweet. This will make a fun altered book project. Hey Sherry, how are you? You're not late. We're just chitting and chatting, and I'm filling in a little bit here, and then we're good. We're good. And then the very first day, she gave me this great big blank book full. And then I have wanted to play with a jelly mat. That's what it's called, right? Have you guys ever played with a jelly mat? And she gave me one the last day, the things we need to do jelly printing. And so I'm super excited. Hey, Andrea, to do some jelly printing. So that's probably something we'll be doing here in the next couple of days. Hey, Patsy, how are you? How are you? So this is just full of blank pages, just waiting to be done with and filled and made with exciting things. So it was great. Anytime you get to spend with your crafty friends is great, right? Yeah. So in my area and all around the country, I can recommend there's a convention called Pinners, Pinners. Think Pinterest. And, oh, hang on, I'm reading. Oh, and it won't go. Sherry, it was totally open to the public. You could come in and shop. You could shop the vendors. You could take the classes. There were all kinds. Yes, a jelly mat, Patsy. Thank you. There were all kinds of classes that you could just come in as the public and take. If you wanted to have your own table and your crafting time, then that was for people who had paid the registration fee and had crafted. So there was a little bit of division there. There were food trucks. The vendors were so much fun, and there were all kinds, not just crafting vendors. You know, there were all the lady-centered vendors, and so that was super fun. But we're going to play with the jelly mat. Thank you, Patsy, in the next couple of days, because I've wanted to do that. And so I didn't have the stuff, but now I do. So that is on our list for later this week. Okay. Our schedule is a total mess at the Crafty Bunch, and I'm sure it's probably my fault that I made some terrible mistake. That's okay. It happens. We all make terrible mistakes. Miss Dottie at Dottie's Designs and More is on my schedule to begin up here in 5 minutes. And then we will get back together tomorrow in Crafters in the Kitchen. I took pictures of my bread, and I should have taken you over there to look at it. We've got Crafters in the Kitchen. I may hop on in the morning and play with the jelly mat. Just depends on how the baby's feeling and how I'm doing. But I would really plan on do that in the next couple of days. So if you've ever wanted to play with one, you could learn with me, because I've never done it, but I want to. And then we will have Crafters in the Kitchen on Tuesday. And then on Wednesday, the Crafty Bunch is back on, and we're going to Crafter's Choice on Wednesdays. So I'll be back with you Wednesday for that. I'm not scheduled on Thursday for anything spectacular, but we are planning a big sale on Friday. Let me just remind you, if you're one of my subscribers to the page, you get your monthly feedback anytime you make a purchase. And I'm going to be posting some sneak peeks on the page just to subscribers, okay? And I'm having a clear the decks sale. I don't have a lot different or new. I just have a lot. And so I'm going to be putting together some packages of things that I just need to clear some room for. So you're going to find some great deals and have some great fun. And if you are a subscriber to the page, you'll get that refunded back. And everything is free shipping in the United States. And if you're out of the United States and you order something, then I will discount you again the amount that the shipping would be if you were in the States. All right? Gosh, what a day. What a day. I ran to Hobby Lobby today. Will I have bulk ribbons and lace? Yes, Patsy, I will. I don't have a lot of ribbon, but I have a ton of lace, and I'm going to be repacking and redistributing a bunch of lace. I have the wedding gowns that I am further disassembling, and I'm going to offer them back to you, and some quantities of assorted papers for sure. And then we'll see what else I can dig out. We're to the point where I can't get into where it's all stored. So it's got to go. It's got to go. It's got to go. Anyway, I thank you guys. I missed you. I would sit there thinking, man, I wish I could show you guys that. I wish you could see it with me. I wish we could craft together like that. Oh, Pinners Convention. Look it up. PINNERS. They run all over the country. They come into Kansas City every February, and it is an incredibly fun convention. And I will be planning to be in the Kansas City one all 3 days this coming February. So if you can, you are more than welcome to join that anytime. Sorry, now I have to see if I can catch the next crafter and get her in. And that is a super fun one. And then this one is KISS scrapbook events, but they're mostly all in Missouri as far as I know. But there's got to be something similar in your area, right? There's just got to be. Gotta be. And it was fun. And maybe someday we'll all have the chance to get together, especially if we live, within 4 or 5 hours of each other. I think we just need to do that. All right. I'm going to let you go. You guys hang on. Miss Dottie will be with you in just a minute in the Crafty Bunch. I appreciate you hanging back with me again. It means the world to me. And I will see you tomorrow in the kitchen, and probably tomorrow morning at the table that I now have to clean off again because I unloaded my car. And we'll do some jelly printing, and then we'll figure out what we're going to use it for. All right, guys. Thank you. I missed you. I'm glad to be back with you, and I'll see you again soon.